afternoon. How is everyone today? Good. Well, we're very happy that you are joining us today for our July's edition of TRIAD. Today we're going to have a format of a panel. So we'll have our speakers come up from the villages, give updates. You're welcome to ask questions, and then at the end we encourage you to please go to the back table, bring some snacks home, and have some goodies. So my name is Jackie Pelkovitz. I'm the Fire and Life Safety Educator for the Manhattan Fire Protection District. I will be giving updates as well as New Lenox Fire Protection District. The Village of Manhattan Police Department's police chief is with us today. We have a representative from the Village of New Lenox. And then again, if you have any questions, please ask us at the end. Okay, so I'm going to present or introduce you with our first speaker, which will be Miss Nancy Dine. Who wants to go first? Oh, the police chief? Well, now, see, everybody just wants to do it. Nancy, come on up. Wonderful. Everyone?
Thank you for having me. It's always nice to talk about all the good things going on in the Village of New Lenox. So one of our accolades, we were recently voted by the Herald News Best of Lincoln Way Reader's Choice as the best municipality for the 6th consecutive year. And we're really proud of that because the village truly tries to offer different events in the commons. We like new businesses coming in that offer services and also offer housing developments that will allow existing residents to relocate in the village. We hear there's a lot of downsizing, so we've got places for you. The village's legacy projects are very successful. Those two projects are the Wintrust Crossroads Sports Complex is in its 2nd year of seasonal tournament play, with some, and this is up by Silver Cross Hospital at the I-355 and Route 6 interchange. Some weekends we've had a range of 2,000 to 6,200 people up there. And we are booked through November. We are working to add commercial developments to the properties in close proximity to the sports complex. The permit for a dual brand hotel, which is Hampton Inn and Home 2 Suites, which is an extended stay, were issued earlier this week, and construction starts next week. There are also properties with restaurants, retail, and more hotels in play on the 11 remaining acres that abut the sports complex on Route 6. The village doesn't announce new businesses until we have an application that means that they're truly going to start. You know, this starts the review process, and it means that developers are generally very serious about coming to New Lenox because they've invested in engineering and architectural plans. There are 9 turf full-size baseball, softball fields that can be converted to 29 smaller fields. In addition, there are 12 full-size multi-purpose synthetic turf fields over the baseball, softball fields that can be converted for soccer, football, lacrosse, and field hockey. The amount of interest that we've received from sports associations interested in scheduling tournaments is mind-boggling, as are the number of anticipated visitors. I think when we first announced the sports complex, I had Elite Volleyball contacting me, and I'm like, well, we want you up here, but we don't have a place for you yet, so hold tight. Speaking of that, there's a 140,000 square foot field house that's anticipated to open in the late summer or early fall of 2028. The indoor sports facility will include 8 full-size basketball courts that can be converted to volleyball courts, and courts will be able to accommodate other sports such as wrestling, badminton, and pickleball. There will be multi-purpose conference rooms, banquet rooms to host 96 people each, and can be combined to host a total of 192. There are flex meeting space, birthday rooms with seating for up to 40 people each, or combined 2 rooms to hold up to 80. Satellite police facilities are planned. The field house will add 215 parking spaces, and the overall complex, indoor and outdoor, is expected to eventually accommodate 2,000 parking spaces. As if the number of Crossroads current and estimated visitors won't keep these commercial developments hopping, there's already an estimated 2.16 million annual estimated visitors to Silver Cross Hospital. The village considers Silver Cross a true jewel in our community as it continues to expand services and received awards for patient safety. It's #1 in surgical care, received a 5-star rating from the Centers of Medicaid and Medicare, and there are other awards and recognitions on the hospital's website that are truly too long to list. We also have the Kids Work Museum on Route 30 off of Veterans Parkway that's been open since the fall of 2024. It's housed in a newly constructed 12,000 square foot building that can be seen from Route 30 with Cosmic Clark, that's the name of the space boy, on the top of the roof. From May 1st of 2025 through April 30th of 2026, 62,000 visitors went through that museum. Since May 1st through June 30th, 9,000 visitors have come through. Besides visiting the museum and all of its educational yet fun exhibits for 0 to 12 years, there are birthday parties, field trips, summer and winter camps are great ways for kids to learn and have fun. Residential growth. Residential growth in New Lenox is booming. And one thing I brought for each of you is a brochure that we share with realtors and with builders because we want new residents to join our community. Oh. Outline for your housing, you're welcome. Sure. No? Anybody else back here? Okay, I'll look for the rest of us to pass out. As of today, there are 3 housing developments that are approved and 5 that have applied and are going through the entitlement process, which is a breakdown of being serious and submitting documents to move forward. Here's a breakdown of these developments. Lakes Park is an approved development and is located on Laraway Road, just east of Tractor Supply. There will be 100 townhomes, 92 single-family homes, and 52 duplexes. Homes are now under construction. Spencer Meadows is also approved and is east of the Bristol Park subdivision and west of Spencer Road. There are 53 age-targeted ranch homes and 2 single-family. Tearling Lakes, which is up by the hospital off of North Cedar Road, 210 age-restricted detached and 280 single-family homes. Phase 1 is under construction. These developments, or the following, have submitted applications, are under review, and are pending review by the Plan Commission and the Village Board. Redwood has applied to build 180 rental apartments on Silver Cross Boulevard, south of the hospital. Lincoln Estates is planning 196 single-family homes on the southwest corner of Nelson Road and Illinois Highway. Harlow Valley plans to build 351 single-family homes on Laraway and Shear Roads. Heritage Farms is planning 769 homes with a variety of single-family, senior living, townhomes, and multifamily residences on the northwest corner of Route 6 and Cedar Road. And then Cedar Point is contemplated on the west side of Cedar Road, a quarter mile south of Laraway. 121 single-family, 20 duplex, and 18 triplex homes. Now, if you've been writing the numbers down and adding, you didn't need to do that because now I can tell you that's 2,400 housing units. With other subdivision home permits and home improvement permits, we've received more than 1,600 permits so far in 2026. Roofing permits, if you're associated with a roofing company, they're doing well. They've almost tripled since 2025. For example, last year this time we issued 156 permits. This year it's 415. So the village received a total of 1,686 in all of 2025. So we could really surpass what we had expected. And as of just this week, we issued 136 new residences, and there are 41 permits under review. Just some other miscellaneous development information. The village registered 37 new businesses in 2025, and as of this past Monday, we've registered already 30 businesses this year. We await Pete's Fresh Market's opening date, as well as for the patio and Dutch Brothers. All are expected to open this year. The commercial property that is north of Silver Cross Hospital has a gas and wash under construction. Other commercial businesses are planned for this location, but applications have not been submitted to allow the village to release names. There are 3 industrial condos planned off of Schoolhouse Road, 1 on Money Drive and 2 on Harvey Drive, given the demand for small industrial space to rent. On a much bigger scale, Automan, who has a 203,000 square foot building on Haven Avenue, is expanding by building a 365,000 square foot square foot building on Spencer and Gauger. A 4-story self-storage facility is at the end or cul-de-sac of Farrow Drive. It's been approved and the foundation and the utility work is underway. Just a few other things that are most frequently asked of me. What's going on with the former Kmart property? Isn't that literally $1 million question? Because Kmart was sold by the Sears Roebuck Company in January of 2024 for $2.9 million. It went to auction. The person who has owned it since cannot use it for the business he has in Crete right now, so he's offering to sell it for $12.5 million. I don't think it's appreciated that much, but the broker said he'll send all offers to any potential buyer. Pizza King. I can see some longtime residents in town. You know, the saddest thing in my job is when someone buys something and they can't use it for what they want to do. If they'd come to us first, we would give them all kinds, and really it's no cost. We actually have a development review committee where different departments are represented. It's the fire department, it's the police department, it's the schools, it's public works, and we give them feedback on their proposed development. But if they just go out and buy something and then come to us and say, hey, this is what I want to do, sadly it doesn't work 100% of the time. They're not quite sure what they want to do with that building. The southwest corner of Nelson and Independence Road is right by the Jewel on Nelson. They recently drastically reduced their price, and they've gotten several inquiries about it. It's unincorporated right now, but to annex it would need to be commercial. Because we'd like to see it's got commercial across the street on Nelson, it has commercial across the street on Independence. We just want to keep it that way. And I think it's 12 acres. It abuts to the trail and housing back there, so we want to be careful as far as what kind of development will be there to impact the residents. There's a big building going up in the Commons, and people go, what is that concrete or that brick building? It's a banquet hall, and it's called Avent Gardens. The village, other than we love our VFW and our American Legion, but we don't have a standalone banquet hall. And I'm not quite sure when they're going to open because they've had some changes in construction managers. But when it's finished, it'll be able to accommodate 300 guests. They will have like bridal suites and kids' rooms. They will not have a kitchen in there, so what'll be nice for our existing restaurants is that they can bring food in, and so they have, not only do they have a nice big banquet hall, but they also will allow for other restaurants to be able to benefit from that. It's called Avent Gardens. And lastly, there are plenty of other properties around Silver Cross Hospital, and not all of them have been spoken for, but I just had someone call me today and say, hey, we want to build an apartment complex. And I said, well, that's really the only place to look is up there, but we want commercial. The mayor wants commercial. So we need to service our hospital and our sports complex visitors, and that's why we want to develop that property accordingly. So with that, I think I've talked long enough. How about your questions, if any?
What about Menards?
Menards. So I've had this job for, it'll be 11 years next month, excuse me. Every August, I send Menards demographics to show them how the village has grown. And they just want to keep holding on to the property. Now, one year I got a little gutsy, admittedly, and said to them, it was 2021 and 2020. because we had so many home improvement permits, and I literally told Menards, you missed the boat. Lowe's got all of it because you're not here. They're still not here, but that's okay. I felt better that I just told them what they missed by not being here. But I have had one other company inquire about that property, and they don't want to sell it. They have sold some of their properties throughout the country where they were thinking of building, but they're not poised to sell a new Lenox. So I'll just keep sending them information and see what happens. Yes?
For one of the developments you mentioned, triplex units, what do you mean by that? Is that townhome or?
I think it's
apartment?
more of a three, instead of duplex, it's triplex. It's got 3 units to a building instead of the 2.
Did you say there's an opening date for Pete's Market yet? Or is it
I don't
still-
have an opening date. You know, Pete's and Cooper's Hawk and the Village partnered in 2017 for their development, and Cooper's Hawk opened in 2018 in November. Pete's typically refurbishes old grocery stores like Dominic's, and they have taken over some Kmart's. So my point is, they are building from the ground up is something different for them. And right now, the status is they're waiting for their transformers from Commonwealth Edison, which I'm not ditching them. It does happen. If you don't order them soon enough or they don't have exactly what you need, you have to wait. But I do not have an open date on the on Pete's. I will say on the Village's website, there's 2 sections called What's New and Coming Soon, and you'll see Pete's in the Coming Soon with a TBD or to be determined, because I just don't know yet. I will say the patio, it anticipates to be open in October, but we're not publicly announcing that time period because with weather, things can change. They actually wanted to start digging, breaking ground in December last year because they were so gung-ho to get started. But we had such a cold December compared to years past that they just couldn't do it. I'm sorry, question over here.
Just a question about that piece.
Uh-huh.
The parking lot, it's, are they getting another part? It just seems, because Cooper's Hawk has more than.
It does.
one parking lot.
So
maybe
Pete-
one in the back?
There is going to, I don't know about the back because it's forest preserve. What I have been told is they are going to be able to put 50 spaces on each side of the building. But Pete's and Cooper's Hawk will comply with the parking code. And, you know, and we can't make them give us any more. I mean, if they're, and the sad thing is there's really nowhere else for people to park there if it fills up. So that's the public relations answer to give, but it's the truth. I mean, we have some strip malls that complain because they can't fit there, they don't have enough parking. So if we tell them they can't do something, and we tell Pete's and Cooper's Hawk, this is the number you need, and that's the number they have. But you are one of many people that have asked that question.
I figured it was.
Yeah.
2 questions.
Yes.
The field house you're talking about, they might be building out by the Silver Cross, will
Mhm.
it be open to the residents for like a walking path?
Yes, there will be a walking path that will be open
The
to
only we got
residents.
now is Lincoln Way West, and that's only 2 days a week.
Yes.
Evenings.
I have been told that is the case.
Your second question, where are all these students gonna go with all this expansion?
Are they gonna open north
Can
again?
open north up?
Oh, that's a school district question. I have no idea.
Because you're talking probably, what, twice the population in the next 10 years?
Well, and some of that is going to go to, Homer is pretty close to there as far as those, the places up north, like the 769 homes. I mean, that's real close to the Homer School District. So I am not in my jurisdiction does not cover school district questions. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
You had mentioned Redwood?
Yes.
When is that, when are they?
Planning to come? Well, they're going through the approval process now. We had to have them change their plan a little bit. I understand they want to come back to us with a revised plan. So I don't have a date because they haven't finished or they haven't completed their development according to code.
Okay, because I noticed there was a lot, they're building a lot
Yes.
out here in Illinois, so.
Yes, they are. Well, I think the closest one is Lockport.
Yes, and I've gone through there.
Uh-huh.
For meetings.
Well, they've come back to us several times, so they've been very interested in New Lenox.
Good.
Anybody else? Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So my name is Ryan Gully. I am the police chief for the Village of Manhattan. The mayor, his full-time job, called him in today for some mandated training, which is coincidentally ComEd, so that is where he's at today. He apologized he couldn't make it, and the village manager could not be present as well, so they apologized. I'll pass on to you what I know. I'm no expert on taxes and infrastructure and stuff like that, but I speak the truth. So in Manhattan, what we are for small towns, we are the sixth safest town in the state of Illinois. We also are the sixth fastest growing town in the state of Illinois for small towns. We don't compare to New Lenox, right? We are excited. We have Brookstone South, Butternut Ridge South currently being developed on Cedar Road. They're expecting in the neighborhood of 40 plus houses in that little subdivision there. With that subdivision, there has been another problem in the village. Not a problem, but we understand that there's going to be growth, right? So wastewater treatment facilities is a topic of conversation. So currently the village is lining up our ordinances and applying for grants and different things to attempt to obtain an IEPA loan, because that project is about a $45 million project. And that just comes with the growth of the town. So the mayor and the trustees and the administrators are working on getting that going. And that's an infrastructure project. If you drive around Manhattan, you'll see a lot of MFT projects going on, which is the resurfacing of the roads through motor fuel tax. So that's happening in the, like around the Wilson Creek area of town, if you're familiar with Manhattan, just south of Gallagher a little bit. Yes, sir.
Are you planning on connecting to the Lake Michigan water?
I'm sorry?
Are you planning on connecting to Lake Michigan water?
You know, that's a little bit above my pay grade. I don't know. I don't believe so, though. I have not heard Lake Michigan in any sentence that they've spoken to me. But I do know that we had a board meeting the other night, and the mayor prides himself on we own our facilities, right? He has no intentions on leasing them out to anybody else, which is why we're working hard on our infrastructure to maintain everything, because in other towns, companies come in and they take over their waterways and stuff like that, and the mayor is proud that we own ours and are keeping it up to standard and things of that nature. So, like everything else in life, fees go up, right? So he's trying to keep the fees down because Lord knows we pay enough taxes in Manhattan, right? So that's what's going on there. We've been in contact. You know, Manhattan has been tragically a place of many accidents, tragic accidents at that. I could speak to those. Illinois Department of Transportation has been in contact with us, and they're heavily assessing Route 52 and Baker, which was most recently there was a 2-car, 3-person fatality accident there, a head-on accident where it kind of curves. So they have IDOT on their own, you know, because some of that is unincorporated Manhattan, some of it is Manhattan, some of it's state jurisdiction, police-wise I'm speaking. They have in the plans a roundabout for that intersection. I don't know how quick that will happen, if it will ever happen, but that is the current discussion with the village, the state, and the county. I have no say on that. That's just what I am told. When you move downtown to where we tragically lost a juvenile last year to an accident when he was crossing at State and North down there in what we call our downtown area, Times Square, where the clock is downtown in Manhattan, the village has engineered all the crosswalks and items of that nature to make that safer for pedestrians and bicyclists and motoring traffic alike. But we are waiting on decisions from grants to get that stuff in there. It's going to come either way. It's just a matter of how we're paying for it. Is it going to be grant funded, or is it going to be funded through the village through different avenues of revenue streams that they have? So that is, we're working on that pretty quickly over there. That accident happened last October, and they're moving at record pace over there to make that area a lot safer for pedestrian traffic, where they installed the 3-way stop. So I don't know what the future looks like in that area. There's a lot of solutions, but there's a little bit of space. So to find a permanent solution is a little difficult at the current moment, but they're working on that. Other than that, you know, that's about, we don't have any big developments planned that they've told me at this point. Obviously there's interest, but as the administrator said, you know, until you get the pen on the paper, you can't really announce who they're talking to, and it's probably better off that I don't know, because I would say it. So, you know, so So, but there is interest in different properties throughout the village. I don't know what they are, but hopefully it'll bring some sort of tax relief to everybody there, and safety too, because when you build a commercial property, you do it at the blueprint stage, and you talk traffic, you talk pedestrian safety, you talk fire suppression, everything. So hopefully that will come to Manhattan and keep us, one of the 6, hopefully the first safest town in the state of Illinois. We're trying, but hopefully that will change for the better too. But other than that, and I don't know much. I can answer the questions, give my best guess, but don't hold me accountable if I'm wrong.
Do you have issues with e-transportation?
E-transportation is a nightmare.
Bikes and motorcycles?
It's a nightmare. So it is. I am myself an offender of buying my daughter an e-bike, an e-scooter. I apologize. But the legislation passed through Illinois, and it will be changing January 1st to where, certain speeds or CCs, you got to be 16, have a license, wear a helmet, stuff like that. Most of it right now is controlled by local ordinance, which we do have in Manhattan. We have the golf cart ordinance, and we have the e-bike, the e-whatever ordinance, you know what I mean? But it's a serious problem. I mean, I'm sure you see on the news every night you turn on that there's a different fatality due to e-bikes, because the kids just don't know the rules of the road. It's no fault of their own. They're trying to have fun, but parents need to give them these e-bikes responsibly and teach them the rules of the road, because one kid lost is too many kids lost, and they're not,
You see it every day, though.
every day. Sometimes a couple times a day.
Every time I see a kid coming to a stop sign,
Yeah.
I think, I hope he's gonna stop and look, and they go.
And they usually don't stop. I hit my camera in my car every time one passes me, so that way I can always say, hey, this is what happens. This is what happens.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And the sad reality is as a police officer, we're kind of in a tough spot. You don't want to take away the kid's fun, right? Because you'd rather them ride a scooter than throw a rock through your window, right? But the thing is we got to keep people safe, and we're trying to navigate how that is, because you also don't want to ruin the community policing aspect of it. Hey, little Johnny's riding, he's 12 years old riding his scooter, and now the police are ticketing mom and dad. So now you're anti-police, you hate the police, and as a police department, we really value our relationships with our residents, and that's what policing is all about. It starts at community policing. You know what I mean? If you don't have that, your town could get flipped upside down really quick. So the answer is yes. We're trying to navigate it. The state has given us some laws that will be enacted after January 1st of next year, and we'll try to make the best of it to keep it safe. There's no place for them to ride either. You know what I mean? You can't take them on a bike path. You can't take them in a parking lot, and it's private property too. I'm sure that no school district wants to be subject of a civil litigation because a kid fell in their parking lot and they need surgery. You know what I mean? But I've personally seen a e-bike, crash into somebody, and they're in their 6th surgery now. You know what I mean? It's 19 miles an hour might not seem fast, but it is. It's fatally fast.
It's basically mass.
Yes.
Thing is, they don't require any safety courses for them people, do they?
They don't. They don't.
I mean, you get a kid that runs a stop sign, you don't see him, you hit him, guess what? They're gonna sue you for everything they get,
They will.
That's. Johnny ran a stop sign right now in front of you.
Yeah, that's the lawsuit.
I see them on a bike path all the time. They're not supposed to be any walking around at all, right?
No. Lawsuits usually with every accident they follow. Unfortunately, it's just the way the world's going. You know what I mean? But like I tell the rider of the electric bicycle or whatever it is, scooter, it's only as good as the parents, right? You know what I mean? Because if they don't teach their kids common courtesy of the rules of the road, there's nothing, we're not going to teach it on a traffic stop. We'll tell them, but it might not be something they remember. You know what I mean?
Saw 60, 70-year-old guy riding one on the stoplight.
Yeah, and it's dangerous. I mean, you get a kid that, and the more dangerous thing that a lot of people don't realize is if you ride them on a sidewalk, you can be pulling out of your driveway, and at 19 miles an hour, you're not going to see that in your backup camera until they get there, and you're going to hit them. And it's tragic, it's unfortunate, and I don't know the solution, but we're trying. The greatest impact you have on somebody is civilly. You give them a ticket and taking their money. There's not really a criminal charge to ride an e-bike, but taking people's money doesn't really affect them anymore. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, my unprofessional opinion, but I'll say it, is, you give them the book, send them to school, they eat the covers. So that's where we're at with the rules of the road and e-bikes,
They're trying to pass something where you're not supposed to have any electrical or
Yes.
anything now on.
No, and I agree, and I think it's great. But there's also rules that they're not supposed to speed. But here we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
you guys would be out
we're
there.
trying.
You'd be writing tickets all day.
That's different, though, 'cause that adds revenue to you.
It does add revenue to the city. I mean, that's an unfortunate part of ticketing people, you know. But it's people think that, you know, there's a quotas, but that's obviously illegal by law. But we're not chasing the revenue. You know, Manhattan can fund itself without the ticket money. We need safety. We need safe roads, safe sidewalks, safe bike paths, safe everything. We can care less about the value of the dollar in the police side, anyways. We don't. We spend money in the police department. We don't make it. So, any other questions for Manhattan?
Thank you.
No? Thanks for your time.
I guess I will follow the police chief. So you'll get a little bit of an update from the fire protection districts as well. So let me take my notes out here. Like I had stated before, I'm Jackie Pelkovitz. I'm with the Manhattan Fire Protection District. So I serve as the district's fire and life safety educator and public information officer as well. And we have had quite a lot going on within Manhattan. So first and foremost, I want to start with the new fire station. We completed a community risk assessment. It's called the standard of cover, and that helps us determine exactly where our fire station should be located, the safest parts in town, how many firefighters we should have, what areas we're going to focus on, and so on and so on. That document can be found on our website at manhattanfire.org, and it's a live living document, so we do update that information as we grow as a community. So the new fire station is located on Eastern and Smith. If you have not driven past it, I strongly encourage it. It is a very, very beautiful station. That station is our headquarters, and that will be the replica of what our future fire stations will look like in our district. Manhattan Fire is one of the biggest, actually it is the biggest fire protection district in the state of Illinois, because we have fully consolidated with the village of Peatone and Peatone Township. So there is no longer Peatone Fire Protection District. So we cover the village of Peatone, the village of Manhattan, Wilton Center, Jackson Township, and the surrounding communities. So it's very exciting. That fire station, the only difference will be when we build on in the future, the administrative side will not be with those future firehouses, so it'll just be the living quarters and the bay. Inside the fire station, they'll have several meeting rooms. Every firefighter will have their own bunk. They're going to have their own closets. It will be standardized and updated, and we will also have, for the public education side of the building, our own training area. So in the future, I would love to host a couple triads and give you a station tour. You can have your own private station tour. We'll put you on the rigs, give you some plastic fire helmets. It'll be very fun. I would love that. So hopefully we can do that in the future, which means growth for us as well. We are very active in the school districts. We will be doing curriculum with the school in Manhattan. Very excited about that. So we will be doing CPR training with all junior high students. There will be a variety of different safety topics we will be working on with the police department. So it's a big deal. If you would love to come, and I know you would, tour our new station, our opening date or our grand opening / ribbon cutting will be in September on the 26th in the daytime. So between 10 and 1 o'clock, we'll have scheduled tours. We would love for you to come and see the fire station, hear about our growth and what we're doing for Manhattan and Peatone. Along with that, we just completed our strategic plan, which is similar to that community risk reduction document, but it's way more in depth. That really drives the future of Manhattan Fire, what we're going to be doing for our community, how we can better serve in every aspect of the fire district. So that document will also be updated on our website in the weeks to come. We encourage you to see what we're doing in our fire district because we have a lot to offer. Along with that growth, we will be hiring our first round of full-time battalion chiefs. So we have 3 battalion chiefs that will be testing in August. That will be a wonderful addition to the fire district as well. They will be in charge of a shift. They will be stationed in our Peatone station, and that will be a big process for us. We also just had 2 trustees retire. They were longtime members of the fire district. Trustee Bill Weber was a volunteer firefighter many years ago, and he served as a trustee for 20 years, and then same with Larry Goodwin. So we are very, very, very appreciative of their service, what they've helped us go from being a volunteer part-time department to having full-time people and growing as rapidly as we have. 2 new trustees were appointed. One gentleman is from, Mr. Ireland is from Peatone, and the other gentleman is from Manhattan. So if you see Mr. Dvorak and Mr. Ireland, please say hello to them. They're very nice as well. We do have our big event happening with Manhattan Police and EMA next Friday. Manhattan Public Safety Community Night will be at our Station 81. It will be our last year there. We are focusing on, like the chief had said, motor vehicle crash prevention and safety. We will have a live extrication with police, fire, and Lifestar will land. We will cut someone out of a car. We will transport them to the helicopter. We'll have free goodies, treats, face painting if you even want to join in with the kids because it's super fun. And we're going to focus on all those fun things. Again, we are always growing and expanding our public education programs. Same with our fire marshal. He is very active in the community. He's learning about all the new solar farms, following codes, and we are just continuously trying to provide the best possible service to our community. So if you have any questions for me, I will do my best to answer them for you. If you do not, please come visit me at the station. I would love to show you our new firehouse. All right. Thank you. I am creating it. Actually, it's on my desk. I will bring it next time. How does that sound? All right. Perfect. Right, Lily?
Can I just say ditto on a lot of the stuff that she said? All right, so there are a few things that we are doing here for New Lenox Fire Protection District. My name is Marissa Tomich. I'm the Fire and Life Safety Educator and Public Information Officer for the district. First, I don't know how many, oh, here comes the doc. How many people have seen Station 2 off of Cedar Road? We have done some renovations on it. We've also expanded it a little bit more. It was, or it is, currently our oldest fire station. So it was built in 1971 when we were still mostly volunteer and paid on call. So during that amount of time, now we're a full-time department. We had to convert some of those little areas that they had in there to house 4 firefighters at the time. So with the expansion onto the side, now it is made for a full-time fire department where they each have their own individual bunks instead of having to share a room with someone, so they just have a little bit of extra privacy. And there were a couple extra spots. So as we grow as a community, as you heard, we will be growing, right? We're going to need more firefighters too, so we're going to have, I think, enough for 5 or 6 firefighters at that station. Now they've moved into the new side of the firehouse and we're renovating the opposite side where they've been. So we're just redoing that. So hopefully soon in the next couple months, everything will be up and ready to go. So it's been a slow process, but you've probably, as you drive back and forth on Cedar, have kind of seen the slow changes that are going on. So that's kind of what's happening with that. We also are going to be sending our fire truck in to get fully refurbished. To purchase a new fire truck like the one we have, you are looking at over $2.5 million. So by refurbishing it, we are saving our district about $1.5 million. So you will not see it for a while. That will be going and leaving our district soon to get that full refurbishment. But, you know, to order new vehicles can take multiple years. By the time we order it and then get it in, it's just taking that very, very long period of time for us now. And so we're doing our best to save some of that money so we can have other places to put it as well, but still being able to fully service our department and our district. We are in talks with the Park District to be building a training center, so look out for more information on that as we get things slowly finalized and I learn more information. I don't know all the basics on that one yet. I just had a real quick talk with my deputy chief this morning about some of the other things that we're doing. But one thing you might see next week is smoke in the area. So if you see a house on fire off of Cedar and Laraway at the old Kestel farm, we are doing live fire training next week, I believe Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you may see some smoke in that area, and it's because we are doing fire training. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there so everybody knew that information. We also are, like Jackie, in our schools all the time. I've got The schools are contacting us now, setting up all of their CPR classes for their staff and their coaching. So we're going to be really busy with that coming up here soon. I know National Night Out is happening soon, so come on down August 4th. Okay, August 4th from 6 to 8, National Night Out will be in the Commons. And Officer Christine is the one that kind of oversees all of that. We just get to show up and get fire helmets out. So does anybody have any questions? I'll do my best to answer. If not, I'll take them back, get the answers, and bring them to you next month.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.